Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Drawing Down the Stars. I'm Snappy, and thank you for joining me for our daily tarot reading on June 29th. This is going to be a wonderful day, a wonderful evening. Thank you all for being here. So shout out to Higgins Wallop, Nikosmas, always great to see you. Kari, great to see you. Gandhi, always a pleasure. I want to give a special shout out to Rob. Special shout out to you, Rob. I know you're watching. Shout out to Kari again. Thanks for sending the love. All right, everyone. If you could take 2 seconds and give me just a like and a subscribe and a share. Also, shout out to Mother Rhea and to Ajna Egyptian. It's a pleasure to have you here for a first time, Ajna. All right. So if everyone could give me a like and a subscribe, it really does make a big difference. It really boosts the algorithm and helps the channel out immensely. And it gives me a little blessing, and it's good karma for you. I would really appreciate it. And if you are interested, you can send me an email at snappydts@gmail.com, and I would be happy to do a private reading for you. Or you can message me on the Myth and Lore Discord. You can find the link in the description below. My name is Snappy or Lady Snappy. All right. So let's first talk about the astrology. And today we have a very similar energy to yesterday. We still have that moon in Aries. We still have the sun in Cancer. And these energies are such polar opposites, right? And what we're seeing is a lot of wounded energy, right? So if you've been hurt emotionally, you may lash out at this time. And this is a time when we're going to see a lot of this kind of emotional anger of that deep-seated variety that's being exposed and brought to the surface by that profound energy of Aries. And this is good, but it's also hard energy to handle. We need to move and flow, and we need to tame our anger lest we lash out at those we care about, or we speak too quickly, and hurt someone. And we need to recognize this intensity, right? In this moment, and just be in it. When I was doing my meditation to think about what to name this episode, I drew the tarot and I got the Sun card. And this is a really beautiful energy, probably the most beautiful energy in the deck. But what I'm getting with this particular energy at this time is it's important we recognize and we focus on the brightness in our life. It's really important in this moment that we feel and be in the presence of all the joy, of all the positivity, of all the blessings that we have received. It's very easy to look at life and to fixate upon the negative and to be overwhelmed by it. But in this moment, we need to stop and smell the flowers, bask in the sun, recognize the beauty that surrounds us and the beauty that's in our life, to tend to those loved ones, to those really important relationships, and to let drama go, to let negativity slide, right? And this is profound energy to have in this moon of Aries, because it's that reminder to, even though there is anger and it may be righteous or justified, we need to be able to tame and control this at the same time, right? And we want to not be too mad. Look around us and see the beauty that we have. See the profound joy that is right in front of us, So those are the energies. That's the feeling as we're going in today. And I also thought the sun was really profound because later today, Graham and I are going to be doing a Searching for Dragons episode on a book by Antonin Artaud on a figure called Heliogabalus or Elagabalus, who was a sun worshiper and a worshiper of the mother goddess. And it's going to get pretty wild. So I thought it was interesting to have all the sun energy at this time. And I shared, if you go to my YouTube in the community tab, I shared a poem by Madison Quine that was talking about the golden age and just being present and recognizing the beauty in your life in the present, and recognizing that the golden age didn't ever end if you believe it's still here and it's present, if you look for it. It's just beautiful, right? Beautiful imagery. So we're going to start with our sortes. Since we're going to be talking Artaud later today, I thought it was perfect to start with Artaud. So we're going to be reading from Watch Fiends and Rack Screams. This is works from the later period of Antonin Artaud. So those of you who are unfamiliar, what I do is a form of bibliomancy, that is divination via literature. This comes out of the Greco-Roman tradition. It's called the sortes. We invoke the muses, the goddesses of inspiration. We ask them to guide our hand and to inspire us, to give us the message and to help us move in flow. So muses, guide my hand. What is the inspiration from Antonin Artaud today? All right. Don't we see the fake son-in-law? Its jizzy cry, already known in Mexico long before his flight to Jerusalem on an ass, and the crucifying of Artaud at Golgotha. This is some deep Artaud wildness for people who are fans of Artaud. Don't we see that fake son-in-law? Its jizzy cry, already known in Mexico long before his flight to Jerusalem on an ass, the crucifying of Artaud at Golgotha. Artaud saw himself as an incarnation of Christ, or rather Christ is an incarnation of himself. And he saw this as a dying and rising God akin to Dionysus. He as this dying, rising God. And that he had been to Mexico, and that the Mexicans were not worshiping Christ so much as just continuing the traditional worship of the dying and rising God in the form in which he had appeared to them. Wow. Beautiful energy. And so quintessentially Artaud. Interesting. It's about recognizing this dying and rising God archetype, this figure that is persistent across time and space and culture, right? Beautiful. Okay, we're now going to go to Hore by Gabriel McCullery. I've really been loving this book, so let's have some fun. Muses, guide my hand. What is the messages from Hore? How do we best move in flow? Many ravens were seen circling in silence, their numbers great enough to obscure the sun. Wow. Wow. What is the opposite of the sun but that underworld energy, that black sun, that carrion, the death, right? Many ravens were seen circling in silence, their numbers great enough to obscure the sun. Where there is the sun, there is also the darkness. These are two sides of the same coin, and they must be recognized as such, right? Interesting. So even though we're having this beautiful sun moment, that darkness is still there, right? Interesting. You know, and ravens are that goddess imagery, right? That Circe, Medea imagery. Wow. They are a carrion bird after all. Okay, let's continue. We're now going to go to Liber 20 by Chris Bennett. I love this book. This book is incredible. If you're interested in entheogenic magic or cannabis, this is the compendium to get. It goes through so many sources, it's wild. So this is going to be fun because you never know what you find in this book. All right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the inspiration? How do we best move in flow? All right. We have the Hellfire Club adopting the motto of do what thou wilt. And the 19th century magician Alpheus Levi, like the later Fulcanelli, noted of the stenographically hidden secrets of Rabelais' work in his classic Transcendental Magic. Wow. This is about recognizing that sort of left-handed path kind of Luciferian tradition within the magical Western tradition. You know, there's always been this kind of freedom. And Rabelais is sort of one of the instigators of this, specifically his book, Pantagruel and Gargantua. You know, and this idea of do what thou will is important. The true will is a really beautiful idea. And it has so much profound connections, right? Every man and every woman, every person is a star. All of us are independent, meant to shine a light, to go through our own experience. And all of us need to learn and eventually return back to the one. And we all have this beautiful right to do so and to pursue our true will. And the point is the true will move and flow with others, will harmonize with the current, right? Beautiful stuff. Wow. Really interesting. Do what thou wilt is the motto. But the true will, which is a deep concept, right? This is not just whatever you desire. No, it's about chasing after the muse. It's the same kind of idea. Learning to figure out what it is you need to learn, how to best move in flow. You know, desire is part of it for sure, and you should pursue what you are interested in, what you love, of course. But you allow that to take you on a journey. All right, let us continue. We are now going to go to Graham's The Shape of My Will. All right. Muses, what is the message? How do we best move and flow, inspire us? What would you have done if this never happened? What would you have done if this never happened? This is a really powerful thing. It's the power of imagination, the power of expanding your horizons, of imagining a new way. You know, the beauty of the magician is that the magician can project their image into the future, right? It's this transforming of the will, of the manifesting of desire and following that path. And this is telling you to think and imagine a different possibility. Where would you want to be? Where do you believe you should be? How do you get there? If the first step to getting there is to imagine it, to think about it, to project that idea out into the universe. And then you organize and you prepare, right? The magical ritual is a part of preparation. It is a part of imagination. It is about refining these processes and using them in conjunction with what you do in the physical, in the real, you know? You have to do it all in conjunction. So imagine yourself and what you would be doing differently if you weren't here. Think about that. Where would you want to be? Where could you be? All right, interesting. We are now going to go to my collection of Edgar Allan Poe's short stories and literature. All right, The Tales of Edgar Allan Poe. Definitely a dragon. I highly recommend everyone check out Poe. Talked about him on the channel numerous times, and we'll talk about him again, certainly. All right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Poe? Okay. The new gas is doing wonders in conjunction with the new improvement with gutta percha. Wow. The new gas is doing wonders in conjunction with new improvement with gutta percha. I think this is simply a message that's reminding you, right? The same thing as the message of the sun from my meditation, right? These new actions that you're taking, these new ways you're perceiving the world and the new places you've put yourself in. This is beautiful. This is glorious. This is working. And you need to take that moment and recognize what's working. Bask in the goodness. See the true goodness, right? All right, interesting. Okay, we are coming up to the 15-minute mark here. We're doing a shorter episode today since Graham and I are going to be going for a really long time with Heliogabalus. We're talking over 120 slides, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be wild. So I'm just going to ask you all, if you could, please give me a like. It really does boost the algorithm. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I do daily tarot readings and have lots of other amazing content. And if you are interested in a private reading, you can reach out to me, snappydts@gmail.com. The email is in the description, or you can find me on the Myth and Lore Discord, Snappy or Lady Snappy. All right, thank you so much, guys. We're now going to do our tarot reading proper, and as always, we use the Thoth Tarot of Lady Frida Harris and Aleister Crowley. And we use a spread called the Saturn Square. With the Saturn Square, we dissect our life. We cut it up, put it on the plate, and we ask ourselves, what are the connections? What are the conflicts? How do we learn to manifest this true will? How do we move and flow? What is the message? Wow. This card kept popping out. Twice it popped up now. Oops. Sorry, this light's a bit bright, guys. Okay. Let me see if I can fix this here. All right. We have this Two of Wands as Dominion. It's a really beautiful, beautiful energy, right? Dominion is this energy, right? The two of fire, the Two of Wands can go in either direction. It's this active, passionate push to either violence or love, right? It can go either way. The key to recognizing with this energy is that you have the power. You can direct this energy as you will. The question is, where are you putting it towards? Are you going to engage in confrontation? Or are you going to put it towards the pursuit of love, right? And it's not about negative, or it's not about right or wrong, right? Because sometimes you do need to be in that power, right? And push against others. But maybe you don't need to. Let's see where maybe you need to be in that power of going out and being in love, right? Let's see where this goes. All right. Intense energy. We have the Nine of Swords. Self-cruelty, self-doubt. Really intense energy to have with that Dominion. We're in this state of power, this state of being able to manifest our will, but we are preventing ourselves from doing so, right? This is that energy of overthinking. The 9 is the most powerful of the numbers in the Pythagorean number system. And to see it in the swords, what we're seeing is this incredible explosion of just overthinking, and to the point of where it's being cruel, right? We're preventing ourselves from acting. We have all this power with the Dominion, yet it is going nowhere. All right, let's continue. Wow. On the other side of that Dominion energy, we have success. 6 of discs, manifesting exactly what you desire in perfect harmony and balance that will expand and grow upon itself. This is incredible, powerful, beautiful energy, right? The 6 is the most stable, most secure of the cards. This is long-term growth and success. This is what you really want to be. So what we're seeing here is there's this success energy coming in. There's all of this stability and power, but you're not seeing that. You're not seeing that. You're perceiving it personally. You're taking it in a different direction. So the question here is, why are you hurt? Right? Why is this power and this success not in line with your self-thought and your self-image? Right? There's something here that's leaving a bad taste in your mouth, that maybe it's not going the way it's intended, right? Success, just because you have it, doesn't mean it came about in the way you thought it would, right? And there's so much cruelty and overthinking it. It's almost as if you don't think you deserve this. You know? You think that maybe there's something wrong. Why is this here too? There's a suspicion. You know, I don't deserve this, and it's here too. What's the issue? That's the energy here. But what was the main message of the day? To accept and focus on the good things, right? Let's continue. We have all the success. Where's it going? Wow. This is energy we've seen over the last few days. The Hierophant. You know, the Hierophant is incredible, profound energy. Venus in Taurus, the goddess manifested on earth in that outgoing, transformative force. This is the long game, right? The law, but that law of the universe, right? The unfolding of plans within plans over long times, right? What I'm seeing here is that this dominion energy is about manifesting and connecting to this, embodying this kind of energy of this priest and of this tradition, right? You're trying to connect to a tradition. You're trying to be in that tradition, and you're trying to see that flow in the natural way as it's unfolding. And you want to connect to this. This could also be trying to manifest something like a marriage, you know, or a traditional partnership, or going through that legal kind of union. Let's see where this is going. All right. Interesting. Connected to this energy, right, of the Hierophant, that deep tradition, right, that feminine ruling energy behind the throne energy, right, is connected this indolence, right? Eight of Cups. Again, we've seen this energy a few times on our lives, and it's about, you notice that you have 4 cups that are sharing water, and then all the other cups are dry, right? This is again about learning how to be in better flow, to give to everyone who needs it. If you give, then you can have more sharing. We're also seeing, though, at the same time, there is this people coming in demanding love, and maybe they're not giving, right? Maybe they don't have water in their cups to share. That's also a problem too. You know, indolence, it's energy too that we need to kind of outgrow. We want this to manifest into the 9. We want this to grow into the 10. So we need to bring love in. We need to fulfill these cups, right? Let's see where this is going. The issue here is mental defeat. So what I'm seeing is that there's probably been a loss. There's been a struggle with friends and community in trying to share love and be in this loving flow. And it's been a struggle, especially when we're also trying to maintain this kind of authority and this control and this legal kind of structure, right? As we understand it, a structure based in personal morality and in deep thinking about tradition. There's this manifestation of defeat, right? There's this belief now that, well, it's all kind of done. We can't change this. We can't bring love in. It's not working. The tradition is failing, right? There's a lot of frustration energy here, right? There's still love, and there's still sharing of love. There's still close connections, but there's a lot of pain, and there's a lot of defeatist energy, feeling like there's been a failing. Interesting. Let's see where this is going. This is the end of a cycle. That's why this energy is hard. You know, we're seeing something play itself out. We're seeing connections break free and move on to other things. And to break free, there's got to be a severing of ties. And that is usually painful. This is that completing energy, though, right? It's running its course. It's done now. We're moving past this fiery intensity. Let's see where this is going. But we're interfering in this. Maybe we're trying to not allow, we don't want the cycle to play out, right? Maybe we're still attached to this, to these other energies, maybe to these people, right? Maybe we're still thinking that we can solve the issue. But either way, we're interfering in the ending of something, and we're not allowing ourselves to just let it go and be in flow. We got to learn to accept the change in the ending of this cycle, right? Don't interfere. Don't get involved. It's not about you anymore. It's about you letting go and letting the energy just play out. People will do what people do, and there's going to be a severing, right? Completion always means ending, but it also promises new beginnings, new energy coming in. Yeah, abundance. Wow, 3 of Cups. Connected to this ending of the cycle, right? If we can let go of that old energy and let it come to completion, new love will come in abundance. Those cups, those 7 of Cups, or sorry, 8 of Cups, the indolence energy is getting filled. This is beautiful. Wow. I love to see that. Amazing. Interesting, interesting. Right? So the big issues here is just overthinking things and overthinking these relationships and the loss of friendships. Right? Let's see where this is going. All right. I'm now going to tilt my camera down so you guys can see the totality of the spread. And again, I would just ask if you have a second to please give me a like. It's a beautiful blessing and it's good karma. All right. We're now going to do this side here. Look at all this mental interference. Look at all this pain. And it is related to this indolence energy, right? There was people who came in who demanded love but weren't willing to give, right? And dealing with this, we've been really hard on ourselves and we've been trying, we've been really trying. There's this energy of really trying to engage and be helpful, but it's just not working, right? Sometimes people show up and they're not in that loving flow. And no matter what you do, no matter how you try to logic the situation, there is no logic to the situation, right? There can't be logic. You're going to have to let this go. Focus on those cups that are filling with love and that are giving freely back. Those foundational four. We got to let go of the rest, right? And not be cruel to ourselves or interfere. This is energy that's running its course, Okay, let's continue. Yeah. We're ending a cycle. We're in our dominion and we're manifesting this authority, right? This tradition, this role of the priest. This is profound, powerful energy to embody. This is that energy of, I'm going back to the roots. This is like being true to one's moral compass, one's center, right? Going to those depths and just embodying them, right? Beautiful. All right. When we go and we do this row here, wow. We do have this defeatist energy, even though we have all this success and all this love coming in. Again, the issue is all in our heads. It's all in our heads. We feel like we failed. How did you fail? How did you fail? In what ways? What are we talking about? Like sometimes when you have these kind of negative relationships or negative people who come in as judgmental and then leave, who just want, and when they don't receive, slander and get upset, we can feel so much anger and resentment about this energy. But those people are not the totality. They're not everything. Look at the sun, right? Look at the beautiful success around you, the loving relationships you do have. They're creating more and more love, more and more abundance, right? Wow. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, let's do our cross, right? Yeah, this energy of the indolence is going out. We need to be in this manifestation of love to bring in abundance, and it's about this being in this dominion power. Part of it is knowing also where to go, who to send love to. We direct our energy and we don't have to engage in conflict. We can turn, right? You can ignore that and turn towards this. You have the power to do so, right? And when you do this, it brings about that success. All right. Yeah. This interfering in this defeatist energy, we need to overcome that. We have the power to do so. We have the power, but we are holding ourselves back. We are allowing ourselves to see this as a failure. We are interfering and preventing this cycle from ending. We are stoking the flames, right? Why? Let it go. Just let it go, right? If this connection, if these people are true, they will come back and flow when they're ready, right? Love will always return. True love will always return. It's about the flow, but change is necessary. Growth is necessary. Things always move. And at this point in time, you need to let this energy go. Stop interfering. Stop being cruel to yourself. You did not fail. This is not a defeat. This is an upgrade. This is a success. There's abundant love here. This is a completion. The bad energy is cutting ties and moving out. Let them go. All right. That is the message. That is our tarot for today. I hope that was helpful for everyone. Thank you guys all for being here. I really do appreciate it. All right. So to end our stream tonight, we're going to do one last... we're going to do one last sortes. What do I want to do with sortes? Yeah, let's do Antonin Artaud. So this is also a reminder that at 8 o'clock, Graham and I are going to be getting together to do a deep dive into Antonin Artaud's incredible book, Heliogabalus, about many things, but using the image in the mythology and the story of the Emperor Heliogabalus to talk about his philosophy of magic and life. And it is truly a beautiful text. Over 130 slides we got. It's going to be crazy. Or 120, something like that. Anyway. All right, muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Artaud? What can we take forward today? And to marry me, Anna Corbin, will have waited for the earth to be cleaned. Like Yvonne, Cecile, Annie, Catherine, and Necca, these dead who beyond the distress of their limbs are waiting before coming to me until I have got done marrying my caca. What? And to marry me, Anna Corbin will have waited for the earth to be cleaned, like Yvonne, Cecil, Annie, Katerina, and Necca, these dead who beyond the distresses of their limbs are waiting before coming to me until I've gotten done marrying caca. I think part of the message here, is you have to also, you don't want to tie yourself to people who aren't in love with you. You have to be in that flow, and someone like Anto is off on another thing. He's got no time for love, I guess. Wow. Just wild. Antonin Artaud is a true magician. I think that's the message. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. I will see you tomorrow. Peace and love. And please come join us searching for dragons, Heliogabalus at 8 p.m. Take care.